And he picks up a plasma rifle, and the battle begins. And you can walk up to this elite, but the elite is like, the brutes, they betrayed us. Something like that, right? And then he dies. That elite has a whole story now. He's his very own Glup Shitto.
I love seeing characters like that just get extended stories.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the library.
The show where we talk about Halo lore. I'm Austin.
Oh, it's not here. I'm Connor.
So I guess now, if you want to bring, if you could you give me Auburn? Not Jimmy, Auburn. Yeah, that's Auburn.
I can see. That looks like more of him.
Yeah, shout out to Kindred Fates once again for giving us this plushie. This was an excellent little guy, and I love him. Auburn will be Shane today.
I need to get a brute plushie for whenever I can.
Well, the thing is that I would have done that, Connor, but you got composed.
Oh,
you went above and beyond. I'm thinking probably if I ever have to replace you with something, I'm just gonna grab that brute figure that you left here. And I'm just gonna throw that there.
That's the little tiny one.
I do have a new McFarlane toy of a brute chieftain from Halo 3. I could use that if you want me to. He's really cool. He doesn't have a lot of articulated joints, honestly. It kind of bothers me, but
I want a life-size brute statue. That's with articulable joints.
oh my gosh, that just got so much more expensive when you said that last bit.
That way he can just like sit here like how I'm sitting here, except his head would be like up here.
Laird, why would I call them Todd toys? It's a McFarlane toy. Oh yeah, this brute right here came from Todd. Everyone's like, who's Todd? I'm like, McFarlane Toys, the company.
Todd. What's the Bethesda's guy's name? Todd Howard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Todd
In
Howard.
Todd we trust. Except for Starfield, we don't trust him for that. But anyway, so we're talking about lore today, but before we get kicked off on all of this, because we're going to be talking a bit about Halo 2 and a little bit of extra story that I think you guys will find very fascinating. First, we got to go through some of our usual rounds. So, JumperScape.com if you want to get plugged into our community or find ways to support us. We are currently growing our Patreon, and I'm going to tell you now, there are new benefits coming your way because I want to make the Patreon actually worth it. There's been a mentality for a while that it was basically just a nice little way to keep supporting us, and there wasn't really a whole lot to it. I want to fix that. So, starting at least this week, as openly as I possibly can make it, uncut audio, and hopefully maybe someday, depends on how big the files get, video episodes will be coming to the Patreon. That means no cuts in the story, no cuts in the audio. You get all the conversation that happens before, in the middle, and after the show is already done. So it's a nice little way to get a little bit of more from us if you're into our personalities and how we communicate.
Uncut audio? You mean just Shane not being censored?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, man, I swear he's the only one I have to censor these days, in general.
Every now and then I'll slip up, and I feel like the few times I have slipped up, it's like I'm invested in what I'm saying.
Yeah. But, you know, I can appreciate that whenever you're on, and it's not... I'm sitting comfortably knowing that today I don't have to hit the M key. But I also sit here sad that I don't get to hit the boot womp.
Oh, we still can do that.
Shane.
There's nothing stopping you.
Nobody's stopping you. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Halo 2 today. Before I really kick things off, though, Connor, is there anything in particular that we're doing right now that you think that folks should be... We're doing a lot. So I'm pointing out just Patreon, but what do you want to point out? We should each do like one every week. There's one thing that you think people should either be watching, tuning into, things that we're doing right now, things we did in the past.
Chatternet's pretty cool.
Chatternet is
pretty cool on Chatternet? The slush.
Which drops today, actually. Or tomorrow. Tomorrow, as of this episode going live, it drops tomorrow.
What to say?
Yeah. Because it'll go out on Friday. So tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. A little extra thing that I'll throw in, though. Red versus Blue watch along live streams. Red vs. Blue has been completely out of commission for a good while now, and in that out of commission-ness from Rooster Teeth, unfortunately, that meant that the show was actually unwatchable, apparently, online for a little while there, unless you wanted to watch its really annoying, like, cut-up episodes that not even all the episodes were available on. Well, now, all of the complete seasons are back, thanks to the wonderful actions, I'm guessing, of the one and only Bernie Burns, one of the greatest individuals in the Halo community ever. And so the show's back, and with that being said, now what we've done is every Sunday at 8 p.m. EST, so a nice late night watch, we're going through a season every week. We went through season 1 just this past Sunday, and oh my gosh, this show is still golden. Like season 1, I was dying the whole time. It's such a funny show, and it's going to get real interesting when things get real later on. So highly recommend tuning in, especially when we get some highlights out for shorts and stuff. You don't want to miss being part of that, because I'm going to try to highlight some of the things that happen in chat as well. So it'll be a great time. I hope to see you guys there. And otherwise, Halo 2, baby.
The second one.
The second one. This is not. That's Halo 3.
The third one.
That's the third one. Shane said they liked the Halo 3 menu better, so I adhered. It's not going anywhere. I could change it, I guess, based on the topic, but you can't. This is a 360 that this is running on, so I can't actually do things like run Halo 2 Anniversary or whatever on it. So, oh well. Yes, Connor can in fact count. He can.
Only up to 10. I don't have that many fingers. I mean, I do got some toes that I could use as well, but
I actually just realized I should actually be making sure that the chat is getting recorded. Hold on. YouTube is going to be funny because it's going to be like, you aren't recording the chat. Now it is.
All right.
Okay, cool. So now you guys are being watched. So be good. Be nice. Anyway, Halo 2. We're talking about one particular battle today. And it's one of the most significant in the entire Human Covenant War, as is the case for a lot of the game battles. We're kind of going through the climaxes of all of these battles because they all have some of the deepest stuff to them. But this one in particular, I wanted to go over because there was a Waypoint Chronicle made about it. And the Waypoint Chronicle is getting a Stories from Waypoint interpretation on the same day as this episode going live. And I know what you're saying, maybe even to yourself right now.
Oh, they just released Venezian Sonata just last week. That doesn't make any sense. They usually take 2.5 to 3 weeks, maybe even longer sometimes, to make an episode. That doesn't make any sense.
Here's the thing, buddy. Here's the thing. Before you go and question me, okay? Venezian Sonata released 10 days late, and none of y'all noticed that. It was a bit of a hassle, but it got done. And I refuse to go back on what I said before about 2 episodes per month. So there's going to be 3 episodes this month to make up for that. So Age of Retribution drops today, the same day as this episode going live on Thursday. It'll go out probably the same time, if not just an hour later. So you have some time to watch this before you go and watch that. And then in the final week of September, then there will be Whispers from the Pyre. Ties into Halo Infinite, and it's really interesting as a story. So Whispers from the Pyre will come up next after that, and then we'll move on and keep on going down the line from there. A whole new Waypoint Chronicle is actually dropping very soon, which is exciting. I usually don't care, I'll be honest. Waypoint Chronicles aren't like the most eye-grabbing thing for me. I mostly enjoy them for the fact that I get to turn them into audio dramas. This one, every now and then one of them pops out. Venezian Sonata is one. Precipice, the Story Shard, was another. And what was another one that I thought of that was like Battle for the Blood Moon? Like sometimes you get some bangers. This one coming up is from the perspective of Benjamin Giroix's writings from Hunt the Truth. And that is going to suck to try to find someone to cast to play as him. So
I can't wait to hear about it.
I should just reach out to Keegan-Michael Key and just be like, hey, would you like to help a brother out? He's not going to reply. I'm so far from that level. Anyway.
You never know.
You really never know. Shout out to Connor, the one time you tried to reach out to Post Malone's agent.
I gave it a shot. I might have been in the gym. The lights could have been off. And it might have been a full court shot. But I shot.
Yep. It was a worthwhile effort. I'll say that. I was like, he's aiming high today.
Yeah, I turned the lights off, full court shot, turned my back, and just waited to hear something.
Laird, you know what? I'll say this for you right off rip. There's going to be a lot more themed seasons coming after this season's over with the battles. So we'll probably end up getting like into the characters that don't get talked about very often, and Benjamin Giroux will probably be on that list. So anyway, reason why I'm talking about this is because Halo 2, the Battle of Installation 05, has a tie-in story with Waypoint Chronicles, The Age of Retribution. The Age of Retribution takes place before one of the missions in Halo 2. Which one was it? It's not Sacred Icon, because I made that mistake before that I thought it was called Sacred Icon, but it was not Sacred Icon, actually. It was a completely different one that I keep forgetting the name of, apparently. So I'm just going to real quick look up that mission list. But the whole gist of it is that there's this, it's Uprising. The mission Uprising has you start with the Arbiter as he gets forced onto the ring by Gravemind using the portal system. And he picks up a plasma rifle and the battle begins. And you can walk up to this elite and grab his energy sword. But the elite is like, the brutes, they betrayed us. The High Council, something like that, right? And then he dies. That elite has a whole story now. He is his very own Glup Shitto. Okay? It's awesome.
I love seeing characters like that just get extended stories.
Yes. And I've determined, because that's technically supposed to be a name, I'm not gonna censor that name. It's sort of like how Shih Tzu, the dog breed.
Yeah,
I think that falls under the same category. But
so Shih Tzu in itself isn't a bad word. However, if you chop it in half,
zoo,
it just turns into a really bad zoo.
I clicked twice. That's awesome. Oh, look, a Shih Tzu. Oh, look.
1-star rating zoo.
Seriously. That basically the zoo from Madagascar, basically. Holy crap, that zoo had no security. When you can get bested by penguins, come on.
The penguins were smart, though.
They were smart as hell. Their TV show.
Except for one, maybe.
No, are you talking about Rico?
Yeah.
Bro, he's got to know something if he can store an entire arsenal in his belly. Kaboom?
Yes, Rico, kaboom.
Yes, Rico, kaboom. Anyway, so moving with Installation 05 and the battle that took place there, we're kind of going to go through how this plays out in the battle itself, and then we're going to stop for Age of Retribution because there's some fascinating storytelling that happens there, and I simply refuse to, miss out on it because it is actually insane what takes place during this story. So let's get some of the setup here. In a novel, and I'm pretty sure it was First Strike, but people can correct me on that if I'm wrong, the Prophet of Regret ends up finding this special thing, a luminary. And this luminary contains the location of the portal to the Ark, the thing that made the Halo rings, and the location of all the Halo rings currently in existence. Well, that's a pretty damn good luminary. And so...
really lights things up.
Yeah. So using this luminary, they finally managed to find the location of all these things. And Prophet of Regret is like, oh, dang. I've got to get there. I've got to get to the portal. And so he flies all the way through slipspace with a small fleet in comparison to the majority of most fleets in the Covenant. A small fleet shows up and he appears he appears over Earth. There's a lot of humans down there, though. Like, a lot. There was nothing on the projections that said there were going to be humans here. That's a little confusing. So it kind of just... it got really screwed up real fast. Whole battle takes place. The battle for Earth begins. The battle for Cleveland, Ohio comes and goes. And then he slips spaces away. He just slips in atmosphere, which is much more crazy than a Mac round, George. Seriously, I'll never get over that. When you play Halo Reach, George has one particular line that is so dumb in Halo Reach, where he's like, Mac rounds in atmosphere. Yeah.
Why not?
It happened a lot, actually. It's kind of just firing a gigantic artillery cannon. We do it all the time.
Probably just hurts everyone's ears at that point.
Yeah, and they're wearing helmets. They're fine.
Yeah.
But point being, they slip out of the system in atmosphere, and the Amber Clad, commanded by Commander Miranda Keyes, and with folks on board like Sergeant Avery Johnson and Spartan 117 himself, they go in through the portal with them. And when they come out the other side, things get immediately wild. Because first of all, they found another Halo. The Covenant already knew about it, obviously, because they found the luminary that told them the locations of all of them, hence why they're here. But the humans had no idea that they were going to find another one so soon, because this was very shortly after the events of Combat Evolved. So Halo 2, we're now starting here with Battle of Installation 05. The goals in which I'm going to mess with the chat here for a second. Okay. The goals of the Covenant are to get down to the ring and secure it, and use that basically to secure their victory against the humans for basically everything that's about to happen with the portal situation, the battle that's happening there on Earth. And also to protect Regret, because Regret is using the ring when he shows up first, and they deploy ground forces all over the place. He just locks himself down in the Forerunner ruins, which seems like a safe bet because they lock it down super tight. You can't get any air forces in there. They have to push on foot, but you're dealing with the Master Chief, and you know of Master Chief's legend. So there's not really a whole lot of chance. And Prophet of Truth knows this. Prophet of Mercy knows this, but not nearly as much as Truth, because Truth's whole endeavor in this is to become the de facto dictator, basically, the de facto religious leader of the Covenant. So Regret has forces deployed on the ring, and Amberclad shows up shortly afterwards and similarly deploys forces, but they divide and conquer. They have one team that's going down and trying to get Regret. They have another team going further up the ring, going after the activation index, because if the Covenant is here, they have to make sure that the activation index does not fall to Covenant hands. If they get the activation index, they can activate the ring, which is obviously the final goal of what they're trying to do on that ring. So when they get all this kicked off, Master Chief, Sergeant Johnson, they're separated. Johnson goes off to go find that activation index. Chief goes down with ODSTs to get after Regret. Long story short on this one, Chief gets to Regret after bodying every single alien in his path and punches the lights out of Regret until he dies. Which, to Regret's credit, he tanked like 6 punches from Master Chief, depending on what difficulty you're playing on. I don't think anybody could do that.
I was about to say, they might have to look into his own fighting skills and capacity at that point.
They have to, because Regret was the youngest of the 3 in the Prophets, but
the first 3 didn't kill him.
It should, they look frail, but he just tanks it repeatedly.
Although, however, his health status after the 3rd and 4th,
whether or not he was even conscious anymore.
How long would he been alive after the fact?
He's got some minor brain bleeds.
Would he have been himself after the first punch?
Maybe Chief should have held back after the 3rd punch. Maybe he was just a chill guy after that.
He could have been the prophet of just being chill at that point. The prophet of forget.
I just realized that everything that we've been doing has been just kind of weird. I'm sorry about that.
After the first punch, the prophet of sense.
The prophet of sense. That's great. All he makes is sense.
Maybe we shouldn't fire off the rings, guys, because it's going to kill all of us.
Oh my gosh. Chief versus Grant. That's horrible. Why did you make me do this?
Think.
Think, regret. Think. What will you have after you activate the rings? I think nothing.
Just unintangible noises.
For real, though. So, Chief does all that. That's all done and said. It's over. It's over. And around that time is also when the Covenant show up to glass that area to try to stop Chief, but also to cover up any information and evidence of them being there. Because as soon as they take out Regret, High Charity and its primary fleets arrive. So Prophet of Regret's ship, Solemn Penance, arrived basically alone with no backup. So they had a horrible chance of surviving this battle because humanity has always dominated ground battles from day one. And now High Charity, with its massive fleets and also itself, because it's a huge station, it's a losing game. Now it's just a race against the clock. How are we going to get out of the situation? So Chief runs away from the glassing beam and falls into the water, passes out, and he gets taken by the grave mind under the surface of the ring. Supposedly into the library, but that's only a potential. We don't completely know. It's never really confirmed. Meanwhile, Johnson and Miranda Keyes are off with their own forces trying to get the activation index, which they succeed initially. And then Arbiter shows up with his forces. And in the meantime, during all this human stuff, the Arbiter has been doing very well trying to rectify his situation, because before he was given blame for the destruction of Installation 04 from Halo Combat Evolved. He was tasked with that operation. He was tasked with securing Reach and finishing it off, basically. He wasn't the first fleet that showed up, but he was the fleet master in charge of that battle. And then he lost the ring, which is a big deal. Even though he was trying to deal with the Flood, even though he was trying to deal with Master Chief, it ended with the ring being destroyed. So the Prophets use this because Truth really doesn't like the Sangheili. He knows that they're smart, and he knows they're dangerously smart, too smart for their own good. So he's been trying in the background to get the Brutes elevated. But Regret loves the Sangheili, and Mercy is just sort of the intermediary between the two. So when Arbiter goes out of his way, Thel Vadami in this case, goes out of his way and he loses all of his abilities and loses his power in the Covenant and becomes the Arbiter, this is the first step of Truth's operation, basically, to start giving shame to the Sangheili. So Regret's death means the Sangheili no longer have anything to do with this army. They have no stance. And immediately things start shifting. On the same day, the Battle of Installation 05 takes place over the course of 2 days. Over the course of 2 days, the Sangheili will be dethroned from their position as honor guards and high counselors of the Covenant and replaced with monkeys.
I couldn't imagine being like a regular foot soldier fighting for humanity and just going, what do you mean they're on our side now? I just killed the whole squad of theirs yesterday. Now they're fighting beside us?
It's basically Master Chief at the beginning of Halo 3. He shoves a pistol up Arbiter's throat and he's, come on now. We got enough to worry about with you two trying to kill each other.
He's a cool guy now. He did not know the ways.
People like to think that Arbiter actually had a chance in that. Dude, the pistol was totally through his shielding. It would have capped him. It would have been over. But that being said, going back to Arbiter and what he's been up to, he had already completed an operation successfully over Installation 04, what remained of it, the gas giant that it was floating by, securing the Forerunner monitor of Installation 04343 Guilty Spark from a heretic that he was almost ready to listen to until he decided to just start shooting at the Arbiter for no reason. And, well, I guess it wasn't for a reason. There was a terminal that clarifies he didn't believe that Arbiter would actually listen because he became an Arbiter, but, oh well. So, Arbiter is deployed to Installation 05, along with the Spec Ops commander, Artas Vadam, or Vadame in this case.
Oh, I gotta crop that.
What? Oh. and with Arbiter and the ship, well, eventual shipmaster, but Spec Ops commander for now, deployed on Installation 05, they now have to get to basically the control room. The control room on Installation 05 is a little different from the one on Installation 04. This one has multiple containment fields that need to be shut down in order to get inside. And the flood is already spreading. It already has its own massive Sentinel factory that is making all sorts of Sentinels all over the place that are creating a massive hassle. So the UNSC and Covenant are essentially fighting a 4-way battle against each other, the Flood, and the Sentinels. So this battle continues, goes crazy, off the chain, super dope music and everything. And by the time they finally get to the control room, Miranda Keys and Johnson secure it, and the Arbiter shows up, beats him down, and then Tartarus shows up. The chieftain of the brutes, who has been in league with the Prophet of Truth this entire time, for months now, years maybe even, to prepare for the replacement of the Sangheili, because he's gullible, but also because he really, really wants power for the brutes.
They're all just power hungry.
They are. And like we talked about this already, it's understandable why the brutes would want this. Because they were mistreated horribly because the Sangheili were taking all the credit. They were basically just the wall of meat to achieve victory.
They just wanted cooler hats.
They really wanted cooler hats. That's like the first thing they took.
They're like, okay. This works.
Yep. So, by this time, just to keep this in mind, by this time, the Great Schism had already begun on High Charity and across the galaxy. It had already started. Elites were already dying like crazy. They were already being replaced. They were already getting killed. And just earlier, the Arbiter and the Spec Ops Commander, Artas Vadami, had already seen elites getting replaced in the High Honor Guards. They were getting their armor taken from them, and it was just the brutes didn't bother trying to resize them or change the design or anything. Just put them on their own heads.
They just bend it a little bit.
They started replacing them already. And Tartarus reveals to the Arbiter that the prophets had ordered him to kill him, take his place, and for the brutes to now be the prophet's escort into the great beyond, basically. So Tartarus attempts to kill the Arbiter using his Fist of Rucht gravity hammer, and the Arbiter falls into the abyss.
Could you imagine being the armor? Wait, what do you mean I have to make new armor for them?
How am I supposed to make a living? How do I do this? That armor is expensive. That could feed my family. From
What do you mean they're just gonna wear it like hats?
So what ends up happening is the Grave Mind now has the Arbiter and Master Chief, and he gives them tasks because the Covenant is close to being able to activate the rings. So he sends them on 2 different tasks. He's going to throw Master Chief onto the High Charity using the local teleport system, and he's going to use Arbiter to throw him towards the control center and stop the ring from firing. Those are the 2 main objectives. Now we pause. Halo Waypoint Chronicle Age of Retribution begins. Okay, I have a couple characters I need to make sure I get the names right here, so I'm gonna real quick refer to my list. We have Onsu Valanro and Ross Yajadai. Okay, we're gonna say Onsu and Ross.
Oops, my bad.
You're fine. Onsu is our honor guard, okay, and Ross is our councilman. The counselors are important, very important. They are part of the High Council for a reason. They are in that crowd that's watching Thelvadam become the Arbiter. They're in that crowd mixed with the Sanshium. The way that they bridged this gap between the 2 species was the Sangheili and the Sanshium could become High Councils, like a High Council themselves. Very ornate armor. It's very fancy. So Onsu, they are essentially getting ready to move out. The battle has already begun on the ring, so they're just kind of getting moved around. And a minor prophet says that a new era is coming and that they need all their forces to converge upon the control room because the humans are getting close. And what ends up following is Ross, the councilman, is guiding these people guiding his Sangheili. There's like 12 or 15 of them. And there's a door that they get stopped at. The door opens, and a massive, huge brute named Avitus the Thrall Slayer steps through.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. Fangs literally sharpened to a point. His teeth are all just serrated. He looks violent. He looks angry all the time. He wears bright red armor. And he's the brute chieftain in Halo Wars, the original. And you know what his hammer can do. Scary stuff. So Avitus confronts Ross and Ansu and says, yo, I don't mean to alarm you, but like you're not like, I can escort you. You know, like if we're both on our way to go see the prophets, then I can escort you guys. Like it's fine. We're good. And Ross is like, we don't need that. I've got plenty of my boys with me. We're all right. Don't worry about it. And Avitus is like, no. I insist. How about you leave your brothers behind and we'll just take you in there. No problem. And that's when one of the Sangheili in the background just kind of glances down far enough and notices that one of Avitus's brutes is holding a blade. And that blade is not covered in red human blood. It is covered in elite purple blood.
Wait a minute.
So the Sangheili's like, the brute's blade! And Avitus is just, damn it. And so
the gig is up.
Immediately, these brutes start letting their brute shots fly. Brute shots are dangerous. They genuinely, if you've ever actually used them effectively in a Halo campaign, they will eviscerate most enemies and vehicles. What follows is an utter slaughter of every single Sangheili there. Ross gets thankfully just captured, but he does get severely injured. Ansu gets thrown off a cliff. And Ross gets taken prisoner by Avitus and taken into that room later on in this mission. And I'll talk about that in a second. He gets taken away. The other brutes start killing these elites like crazy. Dead elites everywhere. And the elite that this story is being told from a perspective of is the elite that you find with the energy sword next to him that says one final statement to the Arbiter. And this story paints an interesting perspective of what it would have looked like to be that elite. Because just picture this. You have just witnessed basically the death of your entire empire. You have witnessed the death of your religion at the hands of these horrific creatures. And then all of a sudden, God summons the Arbiter and he appears out of thin air. And he steps up to you and kneels down and rests his hand on your shoulder. And you're like, Jesus. And Arbiter hears his final statement, basically warning the Arbiter that the brutes have turned and the High Council members are dead, which is true. Over the course of one day, the Sangheili Council is killed. So the Arbiter takes that very sword, and now every time that I use it in the campaign, I cannot help but pick it up. Sometimes I avoid it. I will never do it ever again. I will take revenge for those elites that died now that I know what happened exactly. Those are what I think Waypoint Chronicles are made for. So the Arbiter kills every single brute in the area by himself because he's Thel. Oh, he's Thel Vadum. That's what he is. I didn't want to bleep, you know. So he ends up going through the facility a little bit, through Installation 05, heading towards the control room. And he ends up in a prison block. And this prison block has a High Council member in it. That council member is Ross. So fighting alongside him doesn't last very long, of course, but you basically finish off that plot by saving Ross Yashadai. So then, following all of this, he runs into Johnson, who was also taken prisoner after what happened when they tried to take the activation index. So now Johnson and the Arbiter have to work together because the control room is about to be under attack, and that's not good. Meanwhile, Chief is still having shenanigans on the High Charity. Don't worry about it. He's going to be there for a while. An Amberclad does it gets taken over by Flood after it deploys all of its on-ground forces, and it goes through an in-atmosphere slip space jump into High Charity. We really aren't going to bother with it. High Charity is screwed. We'll talk about the Battle of High Charity in the future. Chief is going to stay there the entire time anyway, so it's fine. So Battle of Installation 05 reaches its climax here. It reaches the pinnacle of the battle. Johnson and the Arbiter now have to fight alongside one another to get into the control room and stop the ring from firing. So Johnson has this gigantic Scarab tank, which is a walking on like four-legged giant walking metal tank with a huge cannon on its nose. And Arbiter just has to protect it. Not really. He doesn't really have to, but you can use a Banshee to protect him as he goes along. Johnson uses this Scarab to blast open the doors, and then the two of them go in together to stop Tartarus. Arbiter does his very best to convince Tartarus that what's happening is wrong. It's not going to go the way they want it to. That essentially, by effect, claiming that especially the Prophet of Truth is someone that just simply cannot be trusted, which Tartarus would have good reason to believe the Arbiter, given that he watched as Regret died in records, and then he watched Mercy die. He was ordered by Truth to let Mercy die. So he should know very well that Truth is just after power by this point and has no interest in trying to make it so that there's fairness or anything other than some sort of power grab going on from this insane Sentium. So Tartarus tries his very Tartarus doesn't try. Arbiter tries his very best to convince him, but Tartarus, like we've already talked about before, the brutes have good reason to ignore the Sangheili being real. I know we make jokes about how dumb they are for not listening. Like, they were told to their face, a Forerunner artifact, the monitor, Guilty Spark, he says it openly that it was a weapon and it did exactly what it was designed to do, kill everybody. But that's never been the point. That's not what Tartarus was after. He doesn't care what the outcome is.
He got his cool hat.
Yes, he got his cool hat, but most importantly, brutes care about honor almost more than Sangheili do in a way. Sangheili have an honor system. Brutes have an honor system that's based upon the strongest. If you are the greatest, then you will have the power. They became the greatest in the Covenant in one day. That's significant. Completing the mission and getting those rings fired is not about, worrying about people dying. It's more than likely just the brutes did it.
They had to fire a few neurons in their brains when they got basically promoted. Yeah.
That being said, though, I mean, who would really be there to remember that the brutes did it? So, Tartarus tries to activate the ring. Arbiter, Johnson, a bunch of surviving honor guards and council members attack and take down Tartarus and stop the ring from firing, putting every ring on standby mode, which now means we have to go to the Ark and fire the rings from there, which begins our battles that we talked about from the last two episodes, so I would go listen to those. But that being said, that's essentially the Battle of Installation 05, a very deep and complex battle that has many little details scattered throughout. And while I would talk about all of those, I would prefer that you guys just go play Halo 2, because the campaigns themselves are where this battle takes place. There's not really a whole lot about this battle that's talked about in books outside of Waypoint Chronicles, like I just talked about with Age of Retribution. So this is how I would do it, right? We have a new ideal way to play Halo 2. This is my definitive how to play Halo 2 from Austin JumperScape. Okay?
Austin JumperScape.
Someone earlier called me the Halo Broker, and I kind of love it, so I might go by that title. You tell me in the chat if you think that Halo Broker kind of fits for me. So
I'd be scared to see what title I would get.
Monkey.
He's a cool guy. We like him. Monkey Man. John Brute Lover.
So, kick off with the first missions of Halo 2. Play through, beat Metropolis, and after you beat Metropolis, stop. Go play Halo 3 from start to finish. Halo 3 ODST. Halo 3 ODST, start to finish. Beat it and then come back. And then continue until you get to Uprising. stop at Uprising, read Age of Retribution, and then finish the rest of Halo 2. You'll get the full, definitive way to enjoy Halo 2's story, the Battle of Installation 05, the way it was meant to be interpreted by this point. And I think it's going to be a fun time for you. If anything, this is good for those of you who are like me, who can beat these Halo campaigns by this point consistently in under 3 hours. Turn it into a whole night thing, you know, just make it a fun little exploration of how these stories really connect together. Because now Halo 2 is one of the most interconnected moments. It's sort of like how a lot of things in Star Wars tie back to Revenge of the Sith. Because Halo 2 is basically Order 66 in its significance, not in action. They're not the same, really.
Okay.
But because, I mean, really, like Halo 2, the collapsing of the Covenant, the Great Schism between the Brutes and the Sangheili. So a massive massacre.
Yeah.
The flood being unleashed fully, even on Earth. There's a massive amount of things that happen in one game.
Yeah, I need to just, get that working on my computer, because I really want to play through them, but it's just I gotta get it working.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. We'll have to. I don't know if you have time tonight. I could probably help.
I probably should.
Oh, that's one. Keith says you should be named Tartar Sauce.
I don't like that one.
I don't like this one. It's pissing me off.
I think I saw someone said the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker. The Chaos Emeralds. Anyway. So Connor, you haven't played this thing yet, but listening to that story and my interpretation of it, does it entice you to play Halo 2?
I mean, I have played Halo 2 like in spots, I think, with you guys, and I know me and Shane got through it pretty well. But I want to play it again though.
Did the story really I don't know. Halo 2 is the most cinematic of them all. Did the story click for you?
It was a while ago.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, we'll have another chance here. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But
I talked to Shane about it. I think I have to uninstall and reinstall to fix it.
Do you think that when the Age of Retribution Waypoint Chronicle drops 4 stories from Waypoint, you'll listen to it?
I will.
Good.
Although I might be adding to my collection of Halo lore knowledge.
Maybe. And you're the guy. You know all of it.
Yeah.
You feed me all this information before the show starts. It's very impressive.
Yes, I sit here and nod my head in approval that you're getting all of it right.
And that's all that it is. It's not him understanding. He's like,
Good. Good.
Yes.
So anyway, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to head off into our Patreon and quiz section. Just a reminder, every week when we do this show live in our Discord server, JumperScape, discord.gg/JumperScape, when we do our show live on Mondays at 6 p.m. EST, after the show's over, we do a nice little Halo quiz. And this week we have 2,000 Halo Infinite credits up for grabs. So here's hoping we got some folks that are going to take some winners today. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for listening today. Go to JumperScape.com if you want to tune in to any of our other shows, or if you want to find ways to support us. It's all there. It's going to be getting updated this week, maybe even has already been updated by the time this episode goes out, with brand new pages dedicated to things like the library. Will get its page updated with every guest it's ever had, and a brief description of that. It will have a new Soma's Assembly expansion so that you can see all the artists that are on Soma's Assembly. The voice actor categories for everyone who has ever voice acted in stories from Waypoint ever. And maybe even new blog spots for all of the shows going forward. So we'll see if something happens there.
That's a lot of long lists to do.
Yeah, I'm going to hate doing it. I don't have a webmaster, so. But it'll be fun. It'll be good. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening today. Go to JumperScape.com if you have anything that you would like to find from us. And we will see you, hopefully in a moment, with the Patreon segment.
Here's another fun factoid. So there's a lot of fun words for armor. Like if you're ever bored, just like look at like what different pieces of armor are called. One of the fun ones is a sabaton, which refers to the part of the armor that covers the feet. But it also refers to a really cool metal band that I like that sings about history. So you should check them out too.
Before we continue on to the Patreon segment, we're going to go through our voicemail. We have one voicemail, and I don't know who it's from or what it is because I didn't check beforehand.
And we totally did not forget.
No. this was planned. Anyway, voicemail. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, this is Raging Samurai 65. I had a couple questions for you, and hoping it's fine considering there haven't been too many calls.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Firstly, I wanted to ask, for someone outside of the universe looking at Halo, what do you think is the number one reason that you would get into Halo, like that basically separates it from other franchises, other video games? Another question would be...
Pause. I'm going to pause. You have a couple here. I appreciate that.
I would say the whole space future vibe is pretty cool.
But there's a lot of franchises that do that. Does that side enough for you?
I mean, yes, but not many reach into the super soldier formula.
That's fair.
Yeah. You can be a sweet super soldier that everything fears. It's pretty fun. I feel like I'm pretty... I got a good... I feel like I'm good. I feel like God, English. I'm tired. I feel like I could answer that one pretty good considering where I stand.
Yes, indeed. I think when it comes to what I see as something that really pulls people in, they'll get hooked by the gameplay. They'll see someone else playing, and then they'll try it themselves, and they'll realize how special it is. But then they get into the story, and the story starts going into a completely different direction because they start realizing the story goes outside of the books, it goes outside of the game, it goes outside of all of that, and it starts talking more about, almost like in an esoteric way, the foundations of the universe and how there are characters constantly watching your characters at all times. Like there's an assembly of AI that watch humanity and have been watching humanity for hundreds of years. Like things like that, where you're just kind of like, there's elements of storytelling inside the storytelling that make it super unique. And from my standpoint of my interests, I've already mentioned before, I love it when there's a story that takes inspiration, but not just inspiration, but makes its own interpretation on biblical narrative and makes it so that the Bible is part of its canon. That's why Assassin's Creed and Halo both stand out to me, because Halo and Assassin's Creed made their own concept of what makes the Bible true in their context. So huge fan of that. But yeah, that's that. Let's see what else you have to say, Mr. Raging Samurai.
What are the different, racial slurs of the universe, like towards elites, towards humans, brutes, all of those that are known in canon? Another question.
Hinge heads, split chin, four jaw, split jaw, imp, demon, whelp, ape, chimp,
I don't think demon,
snaggletooth. What?
I think demon's more like a compliment.
It's an insult to the other Spartans that aren't chief.
I guess.
Kind of. Freaking because Halo 2 Anniversary, its opening cutscene with Halo 5 tie-in. Locke is like, your people used to call him Demon. Was that an insult or a compliment? And he goes, an insult to be sure. So that's there. Let's see. They come up with a new one all the time. Apes, gators, lizard breath, lizards in general, birdmen. I know a lot of these Halo in-universe slurs, and they keep growing all the time. It's going to keep growing, you know. I don't know what to tell you. There's a whole list of them, I'm pretty sure, on Halopedia.
I wonder if that's a whole article on Halopedia.
I would make it so if it's not. I would have a great time with that.
You gotta hit those guys up.
That I was wondering is, why is Cortana naked? And specifically from someone that I know. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Is it just go asking for a friend?
I want to believe that it's like My mommy's asking why I'm playing a video game with a naked lady on it.
Why is she naked asking for a friend?
That's way funnier. So let's address it as upfront as possible, and then I'll explain it. She's not. Now, that out of the way. There are two different answers as to why I say she's not naked. One, in the original canon, her clothing, quote unquote, is her brain. So the reason why she looks like she's naked, but yet has no identifiable genitalia, is because it's covered, like all of it is covered up in her data. Her brain is her body, which is fantastic to me. I think that's a wonderful idea for a design concept, is that her body looks like that because her brain is just as beautiful in the way of that. In the new canon, thanks to Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo Infinite, she's been wearing a bodysuit this whole time.
Which implies
she, in fact, and like, this is the funny thing to me, is that actually I would say the bodysuit is more provocative and worse because it means she's naked underneath it.
Wait a minute.
Just saying, as soon as you do that, now you're just making it weird for everybody else, because now we're like, oh, she is naked. You can't make any more arguments that, no, she's actually not. She looks like it, but she's not. There's a couple different reasons. The original reason, like the fundamental reason as to why Cortana looks like that, is because Bungie wanted to sell copies of Halo.
It's more of a, they know what they were doing.
They've said it outwardly that they were like, we needed Cortana to be hot so that we would, so it would attract things.
Fan service.
Yeah, basically. It's a tried and tested, it's very much a successful strategy. And when it comes to canon reasons,
Thanks, guys.
like actually in canon, it would be that Cortana wants to make it so that she can command attention at any time. So just imagine you're a Marine or captain or something, and Cortana shows up in your ship. Your attention might be suddenly on her out of nowhere. It's kind of the whole concept. I find that to be a little bit of a cop-out reason, to be honest. I think I would rather prefer that she is of the belief that her mind is more beautiful than her body. So in the same concept of how Black Box doesn't have a body, an AI can choose how it looks. That's how it works. So Black Box choosing to be nothing but a blue cube is a big deal, because he could have chosen to be anything, but he chose to be a blue cube. Cortana choosing to look the way that she does, if it was in the explanation that she believed that her mind, her ability to think better than every other AI that's ever existed in human space, is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than how she could physically appear, I'd be so down for that. And it would make a lot of sense. Her brain is constantly processing across her body. That's why there's lights going on. That's why there's this data that's scrolling up across her arms and her legs and her chest and everything. It all makes sense. And it takes attention away from the fact that she looks like she's naked. But of course, because we're terrified of being able to address that in a way that makes sense, we're now just putting clothes on her. So now we can say she is naked and has been naked this entire time. It's not weird. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna draw attention to it by making it so she's now wearing clothing. No one thought about it.
Yeah. What he said.
On to the Patreon segment. Patreon section. Patreon names. Yes, Patreon names.
Say it with me.
Patreon?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know the vibe. That's on me.
I don't know. There's this TikToker I've been watching who's been doing that. Say it with me. Cue my music.
All right, let me get the Patreon actually pulled up.
Oh, I thought we were gone.
I forgot to pull up the website. But it's all good. It's already here because my internet is fantastic. All right. Here we go. How did Shane do reading the names last week?
Yeah, good.
You did good?
Yeah.
Give him your personal approval?
Yeah, I give him the nod of approval.
Good. Good. This is your show after all. All right. Here we go. Starting off from our top tiers, Chronicler tier, we have Jacob Adlam, Scion Esports, is Default 456, Dick Hammerbush.
Where's the sticker?
It's down there.
Hold on.
Yeah! Formerly known as Mouse Cop, by the way. That's his full username. Formerly known as Mouse Cop.
Interesting. I learned something.
Hounds of Meath is fine. He was just sleeping. My bad. UNSC, this is my own private domicile, and I will not be harassed.
Great reference.
Sort 3. Oh, they're doing the freaking tongue twisters. Sort 3 short sword sheaths. Sort 3 short sword. Sort 3 short sword sheaths. I got it right the second time too. That's funny. Sort 3 short sword sheaths. Yeah. Nor will let anyone have any ibuprofen. I have a headache. Spartan Nabucco 2056. Cool Blaze. Can't use real username because I subbed to Smut. Connor Clark. Thomas Lane. Lactating Gator. Dylan. Lactating Milk MT. The Lactation of Mercy. James is Proud Sing. Healy Father-in-Law. Jess. John Dowsett. Tristan H. The Strong. Silent Type. Jake. Somali Sky. Cairo. The Big Moose. Slap Nuts. My name is Austin. Random Sweed. Oopsie Daisy 023. Shade Communications. Durandal. Star Trek is superior to Star Wars.
What did you just say?
It's all right. They're completely different, guys.
They are, but did he say, well, Disney got a hold of one as far as I know.
Star Trek's newest shows aren't amazing.
Neither is Star Wars.
Patreon. Lone Blaziken, Tails Williams, JumperScapes, and what? Number 2 fan? I think it's what it's supposed to be. JumperScape's number 2 fan, because Keith. Unknown Hero. Maybe the great journey was the friends we made along the way. Damian Groff, Marry Me Naomi 010, Aussie ODST, Hammy Bush always chooses C, Vermin, Pity 104, Connor, how's the sticker treating you?
Great.
Hey, Autism, hope your important meeting went well. It is funny how close my name is to autism if you just move a couple letters around and then swap one.
Yeah.
Endurance of the Stoic, Ethan, Chaplain Strife. Hey! If you want to feel good about being a Halo fan, listen to Potassium Sword's episode of Headhunters from today. That's good. Yes, very true.
Did he really just plug his name in the Patreon's name list?
Potentially.
Plug his show. Respect the grind.
Zoe Lactation, Tika Vatamai, Girl Dad Sam, Master Chief is just 3 raccoons, Mjolnir armor, Lex Luthor. How many A's does Halo have? 1A! 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 1A!
Did I miss something here?
Have you watched Superman yet?
No.
You absolute bastard.
I can't remember the last movie I think I saw in theaters was Star Wars Episode 3 when it came back out.
Connor, listen to me real quick.
I don't go out.
I'm getting Superman on Blu-ray, 4K DVD, and DVD.
All right.
One day you're coming over and you're watching it. I will give you beer.
I can vibe with that. Ooh, there's been a few like 40K animations I think it would be fun to watch. I think that'd be fun too.
I'll watch the Stardies.
All right.
Brain Rot, Drunk Silvari, I'm huffing the ongoing methane tanks, Huragok Rossum, would you like yodeling pickles, Kiri, Iskari, Wilma, Mad Jeremy, Claudsbark 5970, Spartan Alex 30, Dangle Muskrat caught space COVID but is recovering with Dino Nuggies and Jack Daniels lactations cut. Dope. Schnoogans the Redacted, Boomerang, Apple, Hey Austin, Insane Rage Bait. Wait, no, please no. Yeah. Apple finally changed his username from the freaking Christmas thing because yesterday's stream he showed up and I'm like, change your name. Everyone in the chat was begging him not to.
That's funny. That is funny.
So he changed his name, guys. Fish dough warm. Oh, can't say that one yet. It's so high.
Wait
up.
a minute.
It was so close. It's like people are. How is he not lower? Actually, I don't know why he's so high up. Apple Juice 01, PFC Dustin Echo, Sir O'Brien's EP. I kissed a kid yard and I like it. Pasta Rocket Mechanic, Ryan Hansen to give their Covenant back their Johnson. Infinity Class Milk Carrier Lactational Sensation, Narrow Nomad, Dragon Fire, Pozzole, Artas Vadim, Discounted Dental Care, T-Pass Party 79, Connor Martins, Danimal, welcome. Danimal, you're new around here, welcome. And last but never least, Warm Apple Swag. Tim. Why is he upside down? What are you doing to him?
I don't know. I'm just kind of...
Dude, respect Jimmy.
Just balancing him on my hand.
Do you think that would be comfortable?
Not for long. Honestly, if someone did that to me, I'd be more impressed that they're doing it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so the time has come. You all know what the time is. It is quiz time. 2,000 Halo Infinite credits are up for grabs. Halo Wars 2 questions, just a reminder, because last week we didn't get to do a quiz. So I hope you guys are prepared for this, because now you're not quite as prepared as you would be normally. But 2,000 Halo Infinite credits are up for grabs. Only people who have not won yet can do this. We're getting close to having our final round with all of the winners in one big thing. So get ready for that. Connor, I think this is the hands that we're going to have.
So we got
Give
three.
me one. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Okay, 5. We got 5.
Oh,
all right.
boy.
Come on, man. Make a pick.
All right. Let's go with Nightmare.
Nightmare. Get up here. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. This is the first time I got to actually listen in person, because most of the time it's just listen to podcasts at work. So this is wonderful.
Great. I'm glad you're having a good
sweet.
time with it. I'm glad that you're getting to stop in for a little bit.
Also, shout out Ohio. Gotta love the Guardians. Hopefully they make the wild card spot. We'll see.
Maybe.
Let's hope for it. Ohio's a great state, best state.
Some would say among the top.
I'm a little biased.
Absolutely.
You know what's really entertaining is my wife. She's from Kansas, right? It is very entertaining when she's like, "Why are there so many old buildings here?" And I'm like, "Our state is older than yours. Our state was around for like 100 years before yours was founded."
I've got a cousin who lives in North Carolina. He always sends me every Ohio meme he sees.
I think people make memes about Ohio because nothing ever actually happens in Ohio.
True. Very,
know.
very true.
And when it does, everyone's like,
You're very average.
because nothing happens, you know? But anyway, we're here to try to see if you can get yourself 2,000 Halo Infinite credits. Are you confident?
I'm good at trivia. I'll give myself like a 5 out of 10 chance.
5 out of 10 chance. That's fair.
Confident to put his hand up there.
Someone real quick in chat. I see you there. We are going through voicemail today. So don't worry about it.
Oh, man. We've gotten for 3 weeks in a row, I think.
It happens. It's just because people don't call in very often. I don't feel the need to check every week. If people would call in more, maybe I would. Call in or text 206-278-5795. Leave your name and the show you're calling in for. 2 minutes. Say whatever you want to say, but keep it clean. Anyway.
If you get the number, check the website.
Or just go back to the first 2 minutes of this episode because it shows up on a nice little graphic on the bottom. Anyway, so recap some of the rules here. You have 10 questions to get through. You can get 2 of them wrong. You get that third one wrong, you've upset me, you've upset your family, you've upset the community. Okay? Then, if you get them right, you walk away with a prize. All right? But you also have, just in case, you have a trademark Connor lifeline that Connor will attempt to get an answer correct for you.
So my
Connor
knowledge,
looks very confident.
my knowledge on the Halo Wars is spotty at best.
But here's the thing, for the record, you have gotten 2 people victories.
yeah, I think
True.
I'm-
He's on a hot streak.
I'm about to say, I think I'm on a pretty long hot streak.
You are. But that being said, if you get a question correct, you will hear. Good old fashioned.
We can't hear.
We can't hear. It's fine. And if you get it wrong, you get a very disappointed Jeff Steitzer.
Social credit deducted.
You don't want that. You don't want that. So, that being said, are you ready to begin?
As ready as I'll ever be.
That's fair. Question number 1. Spartan Red Team aboard the Spirit of Fire consists of Spartans Jerome, Alice, and Doyle, Douglas, David, or darn it.
I want to say David.
Social credit deducted.
We're off to a bad start.
No.
It
Dishonor.
was Douglas.
That was the third option, right?
No.
Ah, darn it.
That was the 4th option, actually. You said darn it. You just said darn it right now, so I said that was the 4th option.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking 3 levels.
No.
So the correct answer was Douglas. You still got one more you can get wrong. So get him out of the way early, I guess. That's the strategy. I see what you're doing. I get it. All right. Question number 2. Halo Wars has this major improvement over the cutscenes, specifically over the original Halo Wars. Was it the characters are actually modeled after real people this time? They didn't use AI voices. Nolan North voiced every character instead of just one from the first one, or they made the UNSC just more visually accurate.
Can you repeat the options?
Yes. The characters were modeled after real people. They didn't use AI voices. Nolan North voiced every character, or they just made the UNSC more accurate.
I want to say they were modeled after real people.
They modeled them after real people. In Halo Wars 1, they decided to just make their own people. And none of them actually existed, which is why they look so severely different in the second game. Question 3. Isabel was originally the AI for a UNSC military installation, a UNSC ship, or a UNSC research outpost.
I want to say research outpost.
Yep. A forward research outpost on the Ark that immediately got bodied. How unfortunate. Yes, the Henry Lamb research outpost. Question 4. The UNSC crippled the banished orbital superiority by letting Jerome solo the entire ship, using the Ark's defenses against it, using the terrain modifier system to hit the ship in orbit, or just shooting it.
Well, the first one seems fun. The last option seems lame. What was the second and third option?
Using the Ark's defenses against it, using the terrain modifier system to hit the ship in orbit.
I remember you talking about, what was it? The Banished did not know what they were doing with the Ark. So I want to say it was using the Ark's weapons against them.
That is correct. They used the Sentinels. They basically, Isabel on board the ship used the glassing beam to make the Sentinels underneath the Ark's surface angry, and the Sentinels flew up in a massive swarm of billions of these things and just kamikazed into that ship until it was ripped in half.
Oh my gosh. It's getting stung by 1,000 bees.
It was so peak.
Sounds like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
It kind of was. Honestly, it's a great cutscene. Question 5. The Banished did this quirky thing on the Ark. Unleashed the Ark's defenses, awakened the Flood, lost to a single UNSC ship, and got Cortana's aggressive attention.
There's only 3 options?
There's 4.
Or 4. Okay, so again, from what I remember from the podcast before, they opened up High Charity, so they awakened the Flood.
All 4 of them were correct.
All right, that works.
They did everything quirky in this game. They screwed up repeatedly, actually. It really did not make it very convincing that they were actually a great threat against the Covenant from how stupid they were. All right, next. Question 6. Halo Wars 2 contributed to Halo canon in this particularly hilarious way. Grunts can spawn out of thin air now. Brutes don't drink water. Spartans need an AI to function. Or the Spirit of Fire crew is actually still asleep.
It's the first one that grunts can spawn a minute and anywhere.
Yep. Thanks to the Throne of Woe and Yap Yap the Destroyer, they can just out of nowhere. They can just magically appear.
That is such an insane overlook.
All right.
Overpowered.
Question 7. The Spirit of Fire's cat's name is Kirk, Uhura, McCoy, or Spock?
Spock seems too on the nose as far as a reference goes. If you can't tell, I haven't played the game. Give me the second and third option again.
Kirk, Uhura.
I want to say Hurrah.
Social credit deducted.
I'm sorry. You see, Uhura is the lieutenant, one of the first lieutenants on the bridge. She handles communications. And Kirk is, of course, the captain of the Enterprise. And McCoy is the chief medical officer. Spock is the name of the cat. It is on the nose, but it's true.
Wow.
Yep. 3 questions left. You cannot afford another one, and Connor's lifeline is still sitting here.
Excellent.
Connor looks confident. Question 8. Captain Cutter has an insurrectionist son. True or false?
True.
Unfortunately, that rat bastard has a insurrectionist son. Who knows the real reasons? Some would say a troubled childhood. Some would say it's those damn video games. It could be anything.
Could have been just straight up money.
Question 9. Halo Wars 2 released in 2015, 2016, 2017, or 2018?
I am actually going to use the Connor lifeline on this one.
All right, Connor. Halo Wars 2 released in 2015, 2016, 2017, or 2018?
Oh, boy.
You were here to hear this answer last time. Because it was talked about.
And if I miss this, he loses too.
True.
I don't like this.
Your streak could continue, though.
15?
I get it, Connor. See, he's saying 15 wouldn't be right. That's absolutely what he's going for here. I get it. So, Connor, enough with the jokes. 2015, 2016, 2017, or 2018?
17.
2017!
Yeah.
Thank you, Connor, and thank you, Austin.
That's insane. Good job, dude. I knew you had it in you.
Yeah.
Gosh, just don't screw with me like that, man. The jokes about 2015 weren't right, all right? 2015 was like Halo 5.
God, I'm like, I haven't sat there. I'm like, never mind. I knew that.
All right. Next question. You guys are hilarious. Next question. The dudes in the chat are okay, last question. This is it. Connor does not get to save you this time. His ingenious will not be able to rescue you.
Oh, my face hurts.
This is it. Question 10. Atriox wanted control of the Ark to destroy the Ark, create a Halo ring, weaponize the Sentinels, or learn about the Zalanin.
To create a Halo ring.
You did it!
Let's go!
Let's go! 2,000 Halo Infinite credits are showing up into your inbox tonight. So, what are you going to use them on? What are you going to do with them?
Probably just get two things. Well, either A, get my own armor and skin, or B, hand them off to one of my other friends who plays the game a lot more than I do, and he is a very, very big Halo fan. Steve the Spartan, if you remember him.
I do remember him. I do. So here's what I need from you then. Whenever you use your credits tonight, because I'm going to get them to you after this show is over and after I'm back up in my office, you got to make sure that you put in like Let's Talk Halo or General Chat or something. Share with us what you get. All right?
All right. Sounds good.
Fantastic. Would you like to say any final words to our lovely audience here before you say your goodbyes?
Go Bucks.
OH.
IO.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's been a pleasure. Keith, make sure that once he steps off the stage, he gets his quiz show winner roll. All right. That was fantastic. Connor, I'm so proud of you.
I did it again. Yeah.
You did it, dude.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. There was no like these aren't. Yeah. Oh man. Let's get on to the quiz question or Q&A here. Connor, give me a number.
Have we done just a regular 10 in a while? Or
Have we done a regular 10?
Yeah.
We haven't hit double digits in a while.
Really?
No. Maybe like 5 episodes.
Huh.
That's a whole month.
That is. Let's make it 11.
Did you guys do the quiz or Q&A last week?
We did.
Did you mark the questions you read?
Yes.
Okay. Because I could have swore we answered this question: which map from the Halo multiplayer would you want to live in together?
I think I might have.
Oh, you were skipping around.
Oh,
that's what you did. You rat. You were skipping around.
Be quiet, Raging Samurai. These guys are ratting me out.
What did they say?
Nothing.
Oh, you got it. Nothing. Yes. The big final grand prize. Big grand prize for the final quiz show is likely going to be more credits and probably some physical item of some kind. Maybe from my own collection. I don't know yet. It'll be something fun. You know how I am. All right, here we go. 10 questions on the board.
I was trying to read them fast and I couldn't tell if some were questions or not.
No,
Shane was also yelling at me.
That sounds about right.
Rushing me. I'm like, dude, let me read. He's like, come on.
What was the rush for? It's not like you guys had anywhere to be.
I don't know. You listen to him while we play Helldivers.
Weirdo. All right. We got a show to do. We have entertainers or entertainment to give out to the people. All right. Next question comes from Just Ice or Born Stellar Didact asking, so since the Didact died in a book and is not, at least at the moment, in the universe at present, what would you think about a plot where he came back out of the domain and was imprinted into a genetically grown by other weird scientist Forerunner body? Or if he came out of the domain and turned into the most powerful AI humanity has seen? What are your thoughts? Do you have something you would prefer more, or would you just rather leave him gone? What I would prefer is he never left the plot to begin with. He was great.
They should do it in a video game is what I should.
If they bring him back.
Yeah.
Which by this point it's been long enough, and there's enough people who have not read the books and don't know anything about what happened to the Didact that they would probably be like, oh, he's back. You know?
And then there'd be some he'd be like, he left?
Yeah. Like, think about this, right? Darth Maul came back in Star Wars The Clone Wars, right? Like years. Whole decade or more. Oh, actually, it was way over a decade. And he had actually been in books already. Like, there were books talking about him. He wasn't like back, but it was books about him. I didn't read them. So I didn't know anything about him.
I can tell you I didn't read them.
I didn't read them. So it'd be awesome. Otherwise, it's a cool idea. It's just, I don't know if that would be the best execution of his character. I would prefer that he just leaves the domain and becomes a friend, to be honest. Like, the Forerunners and humans have to work together for something. That would be cool, because it worked the first time with the Sangheili. So do it again with the Forerunners, maybe? You never know. My thinking right now on what could be good as like the next stage of Halo storytelling. I had this idea earlier about it, actually, and I probably should have written it down because I don't know if I actually remember it entirely anymore. But some sort of, I'll have to see if I remember it. It was a great idea, though. It made a whole lot of sense. So, next question comes from freaking Who D-Sanity 12 asking, why is Spinosaurus' gecko amazing? And if you said he wasn't, frick you. Whoa.
Is that even a question? Oh, half of it is.
Half of it is. Because it's a gecko. It's not a crested. I don't think it's not a crested. Cresteds are my favorite. I fully intend on one day owning a crested gecko and naming him Gato Guy. And those who know how great that is. Next question comes from Senator Fox asking, what do you think a Spartan smells like? Motor oil.
What's
Why are you thinking so deep about this? What?
I'm trying to think of that one. Oh, it was referenced in I think Megamind. They referenced a cologne in that, I think.
Oh.
I was gonna say that, but I forget it.
Oh. Yeah, I've got no clue.
Axe body spray.
Axe body spray. They were teenagers for a lot of the battle, so all right, next question. You answered what is the one secret ingredient that you would add to any of your dishes that sounds bizarre to add but makes the dish a lot better? You answered that one.
Yeah, we did that one.
Okay, can I answer that?
Yeah.
Can I do? Okay. Saffron or paprika?
Dang it.
What?
We said like potatoes or something for you. Well, I forget. I don't know. I could have swore among the lines.
No, like when it comes to like secret ingredients, it has to be something that boosts flavor by a ton. Potato adds texture, granted. But as the potato is mostly just you have to make like a whole dish out of that thing.
Yeah.
You can make like 15 different dishes and vodka out of potatoes. So and potatoes are kind of OP in my opinion. They are my favorite food. You guys are valid for thinking that would be my choice.
Yeah.
Master Beef asks, I had to chime in here, but it's apple cider vinegar. That's funny. This should have been marked with a red X.
Yeah, you're going to see different marks.
Oh, man. Okay, so that's also a red X. It should have been anyway. Next, Just Ice comes back and asks, hey, so I was thinking about how Connor doesn't read almost at all. So would it help if I read to you, Connor?
Sure.
You'll let him read bedtime stories to you before you go to bed?
Who asked that?
Just Ice or Born Stellar Didact.
What?
Just Ice or Born Stellar Didact.
Oh, okay.
I don't what's his actual username? Hold on, let me see this. No, still Born Stellar. Then there was a Connor and Shane specific question about legal broadcast. Nice. A question specifically for Shane. Hey, this is perfect. That was
Of course. When he's not here.
no from last week.
Oh.
The questions that you guys were answering were specifically for you guys mostly.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of perfect.
Oh.
Wadaddles asks, oh, dude, Wadaddles, your memes are hilarious, dude. I freaking love you. Next one from him asks, if y'all have used the Halo cookbook, what's your favorite recipe/recipes from it? What would be your ideal Halo themed recipe?
Oh, I can't answer that.
I can't either. I haven't used it. I have it. We made Twin Comets. They sucked. Like, they were ass. They were terrible. But I don't like black licorice, so they were based off of that liquor, and I hate that stuff. But I really, really, really want to make some of the stuff from the, what was it called? Havati. I think it was called Havati Good Time or something like that. It's like this cafe coffee shop sort of thing.
Keith, you're killing me, man.
It looked really good. What?
Keith is killing me with this picture of what is cheesy fries?
Oh. So I would go with that. My ideal Halo themed recipe though, I would probably want to, well, that's the thing. There's not a whole lot of food that's talked about.
Does they have a Moa burger in there?
There's a Moa burger.
I'd try that.
It looks really good. It looks really, really good. Honestly, I would want to make a recipe called Just the Way I Like It, because in Halo 2, there's that one moment where they're like, why don't we just eat him ourselves? His flesh is seared just the way I like it. And his flesh is outright burnt. So brutes are wild, first of all. Second of all, make a whole like barbecue dish called The Way I Like It. Next question. That's not a question. That should have been marked as not readable. Another, what's your favorite team thing? I'm going to assume that this question was going to originally be for me, so let me see this. This question was answered last week, but love you guys, by the way. Love you too. And I love you, random citizen. I'm listening to episode 110, and it said that it's a canon that Chief swept the banished forces in 3 hours, since the speedrunners were able to do it in 3 hours. So does that mean that it's canon that Chief grappled, slid across the ring, used a spear, and shot a mongoose to fling himself across the map?
Yes, that's what we said.
That's a reasonable answer.
I think we talked about this before, but didn't he like beat it in like 26 minutes or 28 minutes?
Very quickly, yeah.
The best speedrunner. Now imagine if it was a TAS speedrun.
Oh gosh. Chief with the weapon in his head, cannon. But no, for real, that's the fun thing. We could say yes, but ultimately the only fact that we have is that's how fast Chief would have had to have done it. We don't know how he did it in between, because that's all up to player choice.
I'm going to see if there is a TAS speedrun.
All right. So next question. I'm going to say we got like 6 left because a lot of these questions are non-questions. Mr. Horace Heresy asks, who wins in a fight, lore accurate James or Waffle House employees?
Oh, we actually called James for that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I think he said he said he would win, because I think we were going off the fact that it was James, like based how the chat sees him.
Lore accurate. I mean,
yeah.
what is it? In a most recent comment that we got on one of our episodes, they said that James has rippling muscles, is 9 feet tall, and has double-bladed energy swords that look like Pong Krell's lightsabers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Lore accurate James is scary. Next,
God, that's James. What do they have me down for?
I think you're just a wall of meat
One solid muscle.
with your gravity hammer pole arm you came up with. Next up is again Born Stellar Didact asking, so I've been hearing a lot about ongoing nips. So do they nipple feed their kids or breast nipple feed their kids? It's the same thing. The thing is about the food nipple is that it's basically a tube, like kind of think of it like a really loose rubber tube that sticks out of the walls of the grunt chambers, and they eat out of those. It has a nutritional sludge that comes out of it. It's not good by any means. It doesn't taste very good, but grunts will eat it because they need to have a source of food that is easy to mass produce, and that's the sludge that they get. As for their children, I don't think anybody really knows enough about how grunt reproduction works to really know if they even bother with mothers.
They just show up.
They really do just show up. We know there's eggs involved. They aren't they aren't like, they're kind of reptilian in their appearance, so we know they're egg based. So who knows? Next, Liam F asks Connor, who wins, hydrogen bomb or lore accurate baby?
What? It's a lore accurate baby. What's this supposed to be? A baby?
I don't know.
A hydrogen bomb.
Hydrogen bomb wins. ODST Fox asks, who wins in a fight? Lore accurate Yip Yap the Destroyer, it's Yap Yap, or the Gravemind? That's actually a really good question.
I'm going to go the Gravemind. The
Gravemind would have to get to Yap Yap, and as soon as he got to Yap Yap, it's over because he can just make infinite flood.
Oh, yeah, that's a horrifying thought.
I honestly have not considered the ramifications of him finding the Throne of Woe.
That is, if he gets his hands on infinite grunts, it's infinite biomass.
That's horrible. That's fascinating. I'm surprised no one's ever thought about that. Born Stellar Didact is back again asking, Austin, this one's for you. Me? Do you think we as the book-loving community should put Shane and Connor on a Halo quiz show and the loser has to read the book and come to book club for a month? Yep.
I'm already on the quiz show.
But a different Halo quiz show. And also, like, I want you guys to really read, you know? The books are good. All of them, except 2.
You ever watch the Boondocks?
I've seen many clips. That was how I'm going to be at some point, dude. I'm going to do that to you. Next comes from John JumperScape asking, did you know about the canceled Halo 2 Nintendo DS game? Yes, I did.
This man has made videos on tons of fan games. He's gonna know about it.
I've known about that one for years. It's been a topic for a while. I was looking up one day handheld Halo titles, and I was like, I wonder if there was ever one for DS. Yes, there was, and it looked okay. There's actually a copy that was found recently that you can play. So now it's like kind of available everywhere. It's okay. It looks all right. I'm glad it never released. Who D Sanity 12 asks, why has Shane been sleeping with my Ungoy wife? Mipmap. Well, he can't answer for himself. So what do you think?
He's not here.
What would you think would be the reason why he would sleep with someone's wife?
I felt like it.
An Ungoy wife? Like Ungoy. Like they don't have pretty faces. And I don't think they got much going on.
I really have the chance to just do Shane in like that because he's not here, but I'm not going to take the opportunity to do it.
We'll take that as the answer because now the imagination can run wild. 3 questions remaining. Master Beef asks, what's your favorite title card from any Halo mission or checkpoint? I don't know them off the top of my head. I can tell you my least favorite one. I think it's called the Judgment or Judgment Day or something because they use the weird spelling of Judgment without the E in it.
What?
There's a spelling of Judgment that is Judgment and Judgment. It looks like it should be said like judgment because there's no judge in there.
Yeah, I don't know him that well.
And I don't know him off the top of my head. I could look him up and answer for you, but I don't feel like doing all that. It's a lot of them. So just know that all of my favorite ones are coming out of Halo 2, though. Halo 2 has some of my favorites. We're gonna make Who D Sanity here the last one because he asked like every question under the sun for some reason. So first he asks, why is Connor a tiny man obsessed with brutes?
Who's this tiny Connor they're talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about you and it was a typo. So why are you obsessed with brutes?
Monkey.
That's fair.
Big hammer.
How do brutes reproduce like humans?
I don't want to go through this.
They're mammals, so probably yes. What's the Ungoi population? Infinite. How many Spartans are there right now? Please separate by 1s, 2s, and 3s. What about the 4s? How many 1s are there? Probably like 2 or 3. How many 2s? There's probably remaining like 15. Less than that, I'm gonna guess. How many 3s? Most of them are dead. I think there might be 3 or 4. There's not a whole lot of 3s left. And 4s, thousands. Don't even have a number on that. Is the armor for Arbiter better or worse than normal? That depends on your definition. It has worse technology, but it's technically got better alloy. By the way, these are all separate questions. Thanks. And nice try, Connor. Austin, please stop mispronouncing my name. It's HUD as in Hudson. And Sanity as, but I was saying HUD Sanity before then, and you corrected me saying it was Who D Sanity. Which is it?
Just come up with a new mispronunciation and stick with it.
HUD Sanity.
There you go. That's his new name.
Anyway, let's get one more that you can answer.
I was gonna say, yeah, these are like, I can't say much on these.
That one's all about Captain Price from Boo Ha. Do you know anything about Captain? Like, how many of these games have you played, Connor?
What's the question? We'll see if I can.
Pretty darn long. It's basically a theory about Captain Price being alive since World War II.
Oh no, he was in a Call of Duty 2.
Okay, so you know about this one. Then I'll read this for you. What do y'all think of my Captain Price lore theory? So here's my theory on why Captain Price is in the OG World War II games and then in the Modern Warfare games from the 2000s. Captain Price fought during the war. He was excellent at what he did, but when the war ended, he went off the grid and lived alone in a log cabin he built somewhere deep in the Alaskan wilderness. Eventually, he was approached by a company that said they could help make him stronger and live longer. Augmentations, basically. He then turned it down because he had done his part in the war and he was done with that sort of thing. But as things began to worsen in the world, he eventually gave in. Took the super soldier serum stuff and went and re-enlisted into the military, where Call of Duty 4 picks up a year after he joins back into the military.
So what's the question?
What do we think of that theory?
Oh, I like it. that's a fun theory, because I remember whenever I picked up when I first saw Price in one of the newer games, I'm like, how? I'm like, because Call of Duty 2 was the first Call of Duty I played.
That's fair.
So I knew, like, I'm like, oh, Price, he's a cool guy. He was like, oh, Price again. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's more fun of a theory than the probable reality, which is it's probably Captain Price's grandfather or father or something.
Yeah.
Grandfather, I'm gonna guess.
I don't even think I thought of that. I was just like, oh, this is weird.
It's funny because he does look very similar, the same mustache and everything.
Yeah, oh man.
But
Call of Duty 2 is so fun.
Here, I'll add in this last extra one for you, Connor. Yay. Face McShooty asks, what's one song that makes you go schizo as soon as you hear it start up? He's got to look for it. I'm trying to think. Trying to think what song. Like, I'm guessing schizo means like it just makes you really self-aware or something. Makes you really think deeply about things.
Well, if we're going that way,
I'm going to assume that's what he means.
More and more pretty in that realm. Which version do I have? Where is it?
I know mine.
Apparently I have the ultra slowed version. More and more jump style ultra slowed.
That would do it. I think I have mine. I have to remember the artist, so I have to actually look this up. But
Where's this? Why can't I hear it?
is that it?
No.
No. Okay, mine is a song called Breathing by Weird Inside. That song always makes me get super self-reflective instantly.
That's the one I was thinking of.
What's yours?
I Love You So Jump Style Slowed.
Oh, that song. I don't know about that one. Well,
Yep, that's it.
that's it. So thank you guys so much for joining us this week. Join us next week when we go back into more battles in Halo's history. Hopefully we'll have an actual full listed out schedule going forward starting next week, so that we'll actually be able to tease you on what the next one is. But just for the sake of making it consistent about final battles and stuff, let's see if we can talk a little bit about since we did Halo 3 and then Halo 2, let's see if we can go to Halo Combat Evolved and do the final battle that took place on Installation 04, or just the entire battle of Installation 04, honestly. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next week here on The Library.
The Library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.